Check, check, check. Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Welcome to the OSBA Game of the Week, number 1 here in 2018. I'm Chris McKee, joined by Daniel Franceschi, sorry.
Well, we're all good.
Franceschi. All right, I'm going to get it. You know what? We're a little frazzled here, getting here late, coming up to 401 to 410, and it's like just hectic traffic. So, big-time matchup here tonight between the OSBA champion TRC Academy as well as Athlete Institute Red. Daniel, what are you looking for tonight?
Well, the Wolfpack off to a good start. They're 1-0 on the season, and they tipped off their OSBA campaign, their defense of their OSBA title with a 92-81 win on the road last week at Lincoln Prep. This is one of the most talented, versatile teams in the OSBA. And on the other side, you have, of course, Athlete Institute Red, one of the new faces here in the OSBA, and along with, of course, AI Black and the expansion happening here at Athlete Institute. So much to look forward to with this team, the program moving forward, and you have plenty of talent on both sides, which makes for a fun environment and an exciting matchup here to tip things off tonight.
So starting on the floor for TRC Academy, number 4, Savory Phillips, number 12, Victor Nasadis, 13, Lorenzo Downey. Who else am I missing?
We have Lorenzo Downey, Parashand.
Parashand, yeah.
And, of course, a couple notes we should mention. Guys not playing for TRC tonight. Khalid Long, Adam Francolini, and Darius Diavero, they are sitting for TRC tonight.
A couple big misses for TRC tonight. We'll see how that affects them moving forward. And there's a foul, J.J. Sador, on the arm of Parashand. And Paris will go to line and shoot 2.
And Parashand, a national team athlete. This is a young man who, of course, coming over from Bill Crothers. He's a transfer athlete. He and Khalid Long, in fact, both coming over from Bill Crothers. But you look at his size and his stature, he's able to get on the interior and create havoc, and he's at the line.
So starting for AI tonight, David Muka, Eric Wooters, J.J. Sador mentioned on the foul, Tommy Ahmed, and who am I missing? Marko Popovic. There we go. 1-0. TRC out in front. 9:45 to go in the first quarter. AI off to a tough start this year. Everything goes through Tommy Ahmed, number 3. So he's the key figure for AI. Shot clock winding down. JJ, 3, 2, 1. And the shot clock is going to expire. Not the start you want for Athlete Institute.
Good man-to-man defense there from the Wolfpack. Good rotation, forcing the shot clock violation. And now you see AI Red. Looks like they're going to apply some pressure here. Want to get up and press in the full court, perhaps.
TRC moving. Shand in the middle. Took a couple steps, muscles his way in. Nice finish from Parashand.
Yeah, he's a handful on the interior, Chris, and that's what you're going to get with Parashand. He's going to put his shoulder down and attack the basket with authority.
AI moving them. So last week when I did the game for AI, that was the thing that was harming them, is Ahmed looking for space, puts it up, gets it to go. Tommy Ahmed. You know, bunch of young, quick athletes, but they had no big guy in the middle, and they just got exposed by Kings Christian down the middle.
Well, especially when you're talking about a young team, I think you really want to focus on installing a defensive system that one then allows you to protect the rim and then get out and play in transition. And what you're seeing right now, a lot of half-court offense from AI. If they're able to get turnovers and protect the rim, that'll give them opportunities to get out and run. And they certainly want to get threes up and run the floor, but you need to have good defense to lead down to those opportunities on the offensive end.
Sador picks up the loose ball. Muka, nice jump shot. David Muka, first basket of the night. He's a young man that's come all the way from Hong Kong, playing in Orangeville, Ontario. Unbelievable.
He was out early this afternoon, putting up shots well before everybody else. And off to a good start here tonight, picking up his first basket less than a couple minutes into this one.
TRC with the miss, still leading 5-4, 7:55 to go in the first quarter. Both teams just feeling each other out. And there's a gifted pass, the steal, and there's a foul, Tommy Ahmed, on Savory Phillips.
Nothing Ahmed could do there. Popovich telegraphing that pass, and you could see. And a great job by Phillips, jumping the passing lane, reading it, forcing the turnover. He's going to go to the line.
So Phillips already committed to San Diego. Not a bad place to spend the next 4 years of your life, Daniel.
I'd say so. That's pretty nice. Warm climate, beautiful weather.
7-4 TRC leads. Wooters with the ball to Sador. Kicks it outside to Wooters for three, off the back of the rim. Muka fighting for it. Parashant comes down with the rebound. Good lead pass. Couldn't finish. AI with the rebound. Ahmed slows things up. Popovich thought about the long three, step back, now does put it up, and he's fouled. He'll go to the line and shoot two.
That's Downey on the foul. Popovich looking to create some separation, and fortunate to pick up the foul call there. He'll go to the line and shoot a couple.
So we've been trying to hand signal to each other off air who number 8 is on TRC. We've got a number mix-up.
And we'll get that corrected at some point.
All right.
It's early in the season. These teams are going to be shuffling the deck a little bit with their rosters and changing numbers, and there's some moving parts, of course. So
Nava leads the ball forward for TRC. And there's our mystery number 8, short on the three. Nava, one of the best three-point shooters in the OSBA, and shows you why right there, Avon Nava.
One of their primary scorers. He's a senior, 6'2". This guy can do it all, play make. He's an underrated defender as well, despite his smaller stature, standing at 6'2". And you talk about the OSBA, these are some of the premier athletes when it comes to the sport of basketball here in the country.
Nice response, JJ Sador, big three of his own. If AI is gonna have any success tonight, we know Tommy Ahmed's gonna come to play, but JJ Sador is a good second option that he's got to have a big night.
And you look at Muoka, he's another guy you're gonna want him to contribute, especially on this end of the court right there, as he gets beat on the layup inside.
Savory Phillips switches to his left hand, a lovely Phillips. I'm liking what I'm seeing out of Savory here in the first quarter.
Well, even though this TRC team, they enter as the defending OSBA champions, there are a lot of new faces, and there's been some significant turnover, and they've lost some veteran leaders, so they're going to have to figure it out. They had a great regular season a year ago, played very well in the postseason, and of course came in with the title. But if they're going to defend it, they need to be sharp in all aspects.
Muka misses there. JJ reads that. Here's Tommy Ahmed for the highlight. Tommy Ahmed with the throwdown.
Two-handed flush from Tommy Ahmed. Off and running for AI Red.
So Tommy, 2 years in a row, the back-to-back slam dunk champion up here at Athlete Institute. Had the pleasure of calling that a few weeks ago. It's a long three attempt that goes in. I'm thinking it's Victor Nasadis, number 8.
And if it is Victor Nasadis.
Because we got 2 12s, Max Arnott's 12, and Victor. I know Victor was one of the started, so Victor Nasadis it is.
And Nasadis coming over from Rise Prep, so he was playing just next door up at the Rise Center for the other Wolfpack team, and now making the change, moving over to TRC. He is a senior, by the way. Nearly a connection on that end there to Savory Phillips.
Almost a highlight reel play, but I'm loving Savory Phillips. You can just see he's got some pop in his step. Two-handed player, really quick. Popovich had the shot, didn't want it. Now Ahmed does, and he's long on it.
And Phillips playing with some serious moxie. You take a look. He's got some juice to his game. Nice pass on the inside. Good look to Parashand right there with the left hand.
Parrish couldn't get that to go. So last week, a lot of indecision led to AI's downfalls, and here they are again. Take the shot, finally. Wooters for three. 15-13. AI hanging in the first quarter.
You like the result if you're AI Red, but although it was almost intercepted, that pass there, Savory Phillips again getting into the lane, and he did a nice job of nearly coming away with that pass on the opposite end.
Clever play by Sador as he's falling out of bounds. Throws that off the TRC player, looks like Downey, and keeps possession. Timeout on the floor, 4:03. Pretty good pace here, Daniel, in the early going.
Back and forth. We're going up and down, and you know the one thing you want to see, especially these teams are going to, in the early going, get through their sets, kind of script out what they want to do on the offensive end of the floor. And again, I think games in this league, if you're going to be a competitive team, if you're TRC and you're a championship caliber team, you got to hone in on the defensive end of the floor. Same thing AI Red. You got to talk about how can you stop your opponent, right? It really comes down to that. These guys are also extremely talented and skilled that they're going to put the ball in the hole. But it's about getting stops, which in then turn creates easy offense for you on the other end of the court. And that's what you want to see from both teams. Tommy Ahmed off to a good start, and he's been very sharp for AI Red in their first couple games, averaging over 20 points per contest, even more than 7.5 boards a game. So he's been very effective, and we've seen it here early on. Clearly one of the more dominant players on that side of the ball for this AI Red team.
Fans, be sure to follow Ontario SBA on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook for news and highlights, and subscribe to OSBA TV on YouTube for live games, highlights, and interviews. I subscribe on Instagram and Twitter. Daniel, you want to give out your Twitter while we're doing the broadcast?
Absolutely. Daniele_media. That is DANIELE_media on Twitter and Instagram.
Check me out at Mr. McKee, MRMCKEE. Popovich being shadowed by Downey. Ahmed. See, too much messing around with the ball this high, letting the shot clock wind down. Sador with a poor shot. Air ball. Mercedes comes down with it.
And you're making it easy for TRC, over dribbling and not swinging the ball and making the defense move side to side. Here's a good look.
Nava short on that attempt. And Parashand foul under the basket. It looks like he pushed David Muka.
I was going to say it looked like more of a hold on Muka. And Shand instead will pick up the foul.
Referee Vince Bull with the call. One of the best names in the OSBA, I would say.
And now you hear TRC's coming out of this timeout. They're going with full court, man-to-man pressure. And try to disrupt the flow of this AI offense.
15-13, 3:22 to go in the first quarter. Tommy Ahmed with the ball. Drives towards the basket, kicks out to Wooters. Had the shot, didn't take it. Now drives in against a bunch of guys who are much taller than him. Ahmed with the rebound. It's not smart basketball. You know what? They got to play a little bit headier. AI.
Well, see, I would even say it's not that you would necessarily dismiss that shot because he's attacking, getting into the lane, and you do get something out of it. Of course, although that's not a guy you necessarily want to go into the lane and attack 2-3 defenders, but you can't fault him for being aggressive in that situation either. So.
Bit of an ugly shot from Shan, so both teams equaling each other out. Tied at 15. JJ Sador with the ball. Popovich guarded by Downey. Wooters to Ahmed. Shot clock winding down to 5. A long three from Tommy Ahmed. Nothing but net.
Shot-making ability at its finest. Tommy Ahmed. Shot clock winding down. You need something to happen. He makes a play for you.
Shan muscling his way in for another free throw attempt. Parashant dominating the paint here in the early going.
AI's made a bit of a change defensively, and they've gone to what looks like a bit of a zone and trying to prevent Parashant from getting a touch inside. He still ends up getting it and fouled on his way to the basket in between 3 defenders.
Shand will shoot 2. Shannon, of course, we mentioned transfer from Bill Carruthers out in Unionville. So a bit of a mass exodus from Carruthers as Kenny Ngose, who's here in this program, Justice Prentice, here in the AI Orangeville Prep family, both leaving Bill Carruthers. So be interesting to see what they look like this year.
A lot of youth on that team. From what I can tell, the changes that have been made, head coach Kirk Salesman, he's going to get those guys going right. And they are a young team, but they do have a lot of talent, so they'll be intriguing to watch for sure.
Sador guarded by Nava, looking for space. Muka comes out to help.
Good pressure.
Has it stolen. Good lead pass and a nice lay-in. No, he misses the lay-in too early. I gave him too much credit. Yeah. Shan steals it back and looks like he was foul, but no call. Nava.
Oh, nice pass.
And Muka fouls Shand again. So Paris Shand continues to drive to the basket, creating opportunities for himself.
And he's been wreaking havoc right off the bus here in Orangeville. Very, very active on both ends here in the first quarter. Another trip to the foul line. Avon Nava, great vision, setting up that play and the opportunity for Shan to go to the line. And this is where now he's got to start to make some free throws here, make them count.
So I've seen Shand in the OSBA for a few years. Didn't realize he's just a 2020. Still a really young player. Sky's the limit for him. Big body, you can see he's filled out quite a bit this year. And he's starting to figure out how to use it.
Absolutely. Filled out, also thinned out, and it's more muscle now. And you can definitely see his body more chiseled, and he's able to get up and down the floor a lot better. Mobile and agile, and that comes with, you know, the experience of being in this league for a while, playing at the international level. All of that has helped his development.
Tommy Ahmed, air ball. That's his spot. Hit the big three from there just a moment ago. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
A little bit of a heat check moment perhaps there.
So Tyree Clark will inbound, seeing his first action for TRC, number 16. I like the new uniforms on TRC with the red. They were in the black and white and gold last year. It's a good look.
It is a good look. All these programs, all sponsored by Nike, Adidas, Under Armour, etc. The list goes on. And it's nice when you see some variation from time to time.
Lorenzo Downey with the three for TRC, ties it up at 18. 1:04 to go in the first quarter. Popovich to Wooters. Sador, same play, different guy. JJ misses that attempt.
In the half court, both teams going with a bit of a zone here, and you see Nava trying to slice into the lane.
Nice putback from Clark.
That's a good play right there by Clark, getting the offensive rebound, going up strong and finishing, following through.
Tommy Ahmed leads AI up the floor. Looking for space. Shot clock at 10. Popovich puts up the three, has it blocked. And then TRC, Downey threw it off one of his teammates' foot, and it rolled out. Bit of an unfortunate turnover for TRC.
Yeah, you don't want to, in that instance, good defense, bad force shot by Popovich, and should have been a turnover. They're fortunate to retain possession here. Might be one final possession for them of the quarter.
Sador skips through a few TRC defenders. Nice little floater, ties it at 20. 10 seconds to go in the first quarter. Nava drives to the basket, kicks it out. Phillips had the open look, but he sprints in and gets the roll. Nice finish, Savory Phillips. Sador with a long three. Oh, off the backboards.
Well, for TRC, Savory Phillips, what a start for him here in that opening quarter. Might have got away with a travel on that final drive into the lane, but he showed good touch around the rim, and of course has been very effective defensively. An exciting first quarter, a closely contested opening 10 minutes between the TRC Academy Wolfpack and AI Academy Red.
22-20, AI with the lead. The Ontario Scholastic Basketball Association would like to thank our amazing team of sponsors and partners for always having our back. Ontario Basketball, Pretty River Sports and Entertainment, Crossover, Entropy Custom Clothing, Canada Basketball, Iran Awards and Engraving, and the University of Guelph. So the DJ a little bit more active here. Last week there was timeouts, and I was trying to cue him around the corner, So my good buddy DJ Phenomenal, who was the DJ here the last couple of years, not here anymore. I haven't met the new guy yet, but he's got to keep the vibes going.
Yeah, he'll get into the swing of things.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Last week, opening day, we'll give him a little bit of a break and cut him some slack. Second game of the regular season here for the home game, at least for the AI family.
Yeah. So we talked a little bit about TRC winning last year. Obviously, a lot of their roster gone. Mm-hmm. So gone, Dion Edgem, Adong McCoy, Brandon John, Steve Levniak, and who else am I missing? Antoine Vernon,
Matthew
Oregon
Grace.
State. Yeah, Matt Grace, but Richmond.
Yes, correct. So again, and that brings up the point. Although this team enters as the defending champs, they're coming off an incredibly successful season. Lost one game all year long in the OSBA, regular season and postseason combined. There's still going to be a lot of room for improvement, and I would imagine, I'd venture to guess, they're going to have some growing pains, especially here early in the year before they find a rhythm. They have the talent to go at it again, and you're seeing it on display here, but they're going to be asking a lot from other guys who maybe didn't have a prominent role last year.
And there's a foul. Nicely done by JJ to draw that on Savory Phillips. That being said, TRC still looks pretty darn good, even though they've completely reloaded.
They've added size, athleticism, and they've made these changes.
Another floater from Sador.
Good finish. Good finish. Soft touch on the floater from Sador, driving baseline.
22 all. 9:30 to go in the half. Nava looking for space, guarded closely by Ahmed. It's a long three from Downey, misses. Rebound Muka. Sador races AI up the floor.
Well, they're daring TRC to shoot from the perimeter. They do not want anything inside. With that 1-2-2 zone defense look in the half court. Nice shot by Muoka fighting for it here.
Stolen back by Downey. This underneath. That's Marko Milivojevic. How do you say Milivojevic?
Yeah, it's a tongue twister. Yeah.
Milivojevic. There we go. I even was asking Terrell Hatton, the head coach. He was like, I don't know, man. Just do your best. Yeah.
You're talking about a young man in Milivojevic, 6'10". The length is absolutely phenomenal. He's coming over, and a new addition for this team. Could play significant minutes for them throughout the season, especially tonight when you have three of your main guys sitting. And so he's getting some burn here early in the second quarter.
You mentioned Darius DeVero outside. One of my favorite players, young guy. He was about 14, 15 last year. One of, if not the youngest players in the OSBA. Fantastic young talent, but not on the floor tonight. Floater from Downey. Can't get it to go. And who's that? Foul on Clark, or is it just out of bounds? That's it, no foul. Sador will inbound, so no breaks yet for Tommy Ahmed or JJ Sador or Muka. AI sticking with their guys. The whole starting five still out there. It's a thin bench tonight. They're missing a few players as well, as Willem de Heer, who's one of their top players, is out, and it looks like Mosiah Taylor, I believe, is out. So I don't think, and the other two young guys sitting over there, was it Riley Melvin and is Oseas Webby, didn't see a minute's action in the last game. Even in a 50-point blowout, they didn't put him in. So, I wouldn't be surprised if we see these five for the whole game.
Oh, yeah, you get the sense that they're going to ride it out as long as they possibly can and maybe use your timeouts judiciously in order to give them a break from time to time. If you're Jeremy Pope, just give them a breather. Shot clock winding down again.
Sador misses off the glass. Rebound Clark as Nava brings the ball up for TRC. He's got Phillips in the corner who steps out of bounds.
We've seen them get really deep into the shot clock, AI Red, on several possessions, and we are going to have a substitution here.
So this is the first action of the season for Oseas Webby. So I saw him a little bit in the scrimmage. He's pretty quick. He's athletic, but a little reckless with the ball. You can see the raw talent's there, but he's got to polish it a bit, and here's his opportunity to do so.
Well, that's exactly it. You have to thrust these guys in there, especially if not now, when?
Yeah.
You got a short bench. You got guys sitting out, and you're going to have to give your main guys a breather, a little bit of a blow, and You see that right now. So this is a critical moment. We'll see how the young man fares as he gets inserted into this ball game.
Wooters with the ball to Ahmed, guarded by Nava. Sador races back past Nasadis, kicks out to Wooters, has it stripped. TRC, here's the highlight for Phillips.
Look out.
Oh, Savory Phillips. You got to be kidding me.
How about that reverse finish? That is exceptional. And he's been outstanding tonight on both ends. And talk about a guy who is all over the floor and wreaking havoc. He has been a handful to deal with. Looks like a great piece for Tyrell Vernon and this TRC Wolfpack squad.
One thing is, if he's already committed to San Diego, I mean, look, I'm not knocking the program, but there's a lot bigger schools out there with this kid's talent. You may see something change over the next few months. If you're the coaches at San Diego, you might be sweating a little.
Well, I mean, 100%. If you're a prospect, a young prospect, you have to do your due diligence, look for the best opportunity, and at the time when he committed, perhaps he felt like that was his best opportunity. But again, if he's going to come out and have a fantastic season here in the OSBA, he's already showing it early on in this ball game. I mean, you might have to reconsider things.
So J.J. Sador responded with a 3 for AI, put them back in the lead, 26-25. Sorry, they're trailing by 25-26.
Good block there.
I'm losing my mind here. Forgive me. I'm so frazzled from just getting here like 5 minutes before the game. Long 3 from Nava. Nicely done, Avon Nava.
Looked like a 2. Might have had his foot on the line.
Yeah, good call, 28-25.
And now here's the zone press.
And he had Sador wide open, didn't see him, forced it.
Within the half court, the one thing we have not seen from AI just yet, and that I would like to see, you have Muoka out there, attack that free throw line area. They're playing a 2-3 zone, TRC is, and we have yet to see them look to get the ball in the middle of the floor. And that's a tailor-made way to break through and collapse a zone and get penetration. If you do that, you eliminate all this dribbling at the top of the key late in the shot clock.
Phillips to Nava for 3. Nicely done, Avon Nava, big 3.
He can fill it up. He can really fill it up. Proficient scorer, good shooter from the perimeter. His game has really, really blossomed over these past few years.
31-25, TRC out in front. And another careless turnover. Wooters shouting at his teammate when he was...
How about that?
Savory Phillips.
Oh, man. The basket plus the foul. Looked like he had some menace behind that one. Looked like he had bad intentions and ends up getting the layup and the foul.
Just his athleticism. He's got that, when you jump, he can still kind of continue to elevate midair.
He's listed at 6'3" on the roster. But the size, I think, doesn't do justice to just how explosive, how deceptively athletic he is. And you see it on display. And that first step is electric. He's able to make plays.
So AI getting a little careless with the ball. I didn't like that out of Wooters there. He turned that over and starts screaming at his teammate. It's like, hey, you threw it to 2 guys in red, own up to it, get back and play defense.
There are some teams, especially in the OSBA at the prep level, you can get away with careless passes, turnovers from time to time. You have your athleticism, etc. But when you're talking about teams like, Athlete Institute, the red, the black team, along with some of the other new fresh faces and teams in the OSBA, you really have to rally around each other. You cannot afford to make careless plays. You can't afford to, again, even, when that does happen, not hustle coming back down the other way. You have to have a short memory, get over it, and move forward. And, it's been a relatively positive start for this AI red team. Down 8 here in midway through the second quarter. They've done a good job, and there are still areas that they can certainly improve. But, their shot-making ability has held them in this game so far. They've been able to get stops as well. They've just had a difficult time containing Savory Phillips thus far. He's been the go-to guy for TRC.
So 5:33 to go. This stretch leading into the half going to be really key for AI. They've got to hang around. They got to find a way to, get over those last couple turnovers, refocus, and get into the half kind of within reason and don't let TRC run away with it. So Phillips will go to the line and try and convert the three-point play. $33-25. Good crowd here up at the Athlete Institute. People still filing in. Converts the three-point play. Don't forget, coming up next, the Rise versus Orangeville Prep, about 8 o'clock. Sador for TRC Wolfpack pressing. There's a 10-second violation. That was a little quick, don't you think?
I agree. I'm curious to see and to know how quick you're counting there, because that did not appear to be a full 10-second violation there.
Like, I've got the clock going in my head, and I was like, no, he's got another 2-3 seconds, and no.
And it was a made free throw, too, so that's something else. You're inbounding under your own basket. They inbound. It didn't feel like it was even close.
Alas, TRC long three from Nava misses. Muka with the rebounds. Sador pushes up the floor for Ahmed, who stepped out of bounds. Good call, ref. Another reckless turnover for AI. There's just this panic in them. They've got to find a little bit more ease if they're going to have some success in the OSBA.
Yeah, there's no need to rush. Patience. You have to preach patience, especially on the offensive end of the floor when you have the ball in your hand. Just be patient and keep it simple. And one thing you want to see, you want to see guys cutting. You want to see movement without the basketball. And look, perfect look right here.
Popovich with the floater gets the roll. Nicely done.
That's a high percentage shot. That's a well-executed sequence right there from AI Red, and a good look from Ahmed feeding Popovich.
Oh, blood. They're calling goaltending on that? I don't know. You guys have the benefit of the replay. Just pull back the YouTube stream. But that looked like a nice block to me.
Well, I think real time, I thought it looked like it might have touched the backboard.
Regardless, Tyree Clark running the floor. Nice vision for Phillips to get him the ball. Popovich trapped in the corner. Call a timeout. Phillips.
Oh, man.
Right hand this time. Makes it look so easy.
Too strong, and Tommy Ahmed unable to slow him down. One-on-one in transition.
Sador in the corner for Popovich for three. Off the back of the rim. Sador comes up with a loose ball. AI regroups. Ahmed drive, switches.
Good take.
Nice finish, Tommy Ahmed.
Oh, man, Tommy Ahmed. Talk about acrobatic finish in the lane. Does well to avoid the big fella underneath and finish.
38-29 TRC out in front. Nasadis could have stepped into Sador and dropped the foul.
Oh, wow.
Ahmed, both ends of the floor, showing that freakish athleticism.
Great anticipation. Tommy Ahmed. What a sequence. Gets the nifty finish on the offensive end and comes back down the other way. Comes up with a filthy block.
So Tommy Ahmed definitely making the most of his opportunity. He was a guy, last year buried on the bench. And, I remember seeing him at the beginning of the season beating Lugens Dort, obviously five-star recruit, now down at Arizona State, and beats him in a dunk competition. Then throughout the season, barely saw him on the floor. And you kind of wondered, what it was. When he did play, he looked the part. You could see the athleticism, got a little bit more of a consistent shooter, but getting that opportunity this year now with the extra Athlete Institute team.
Absolutely. That's the luxury of adding this third team, and what it allows us for all these guys to earn reps, right? They're going to have the opportunity to get into game action. They're going to see minutes. They're going to play. And again, here tonight, look, this is a team that with a tight rotation, a very small rotation here tonight due to injuries and what have you, and guys are going to get a chance to play. And as a result, that's going to enhance their development. And Tommy Ahmed certainly benefiting from having the opportunity to be one of the primary scorers and the primary options on this AI Red team.
So 40-29, 3:36 to go. TRC continuing full court press, that 40 minutes of hell made famous at the University of Florida. Billy Donovan now with the Oklahoma City Thunder. Billy Donovan, when I started watching college basketball in 1987, it was Providence College. I had just gone there playing at a hockey tournament and saw Providence College play hockey, so they became my team. The guard, Billy Donovan, coached by Rick Pitino.
Two icons in the world of college basketball, and of course Billy Donovan has done himself very well. He's fared well so far in his NBA career as a coach, and the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Well, I said I like, because I was the little short white guy point guard on my school team, and that was Billy Donovan, and so I kind of related to him.
Oh, it resonated with you.
Absolutely.
And it's funny you mentioned that position, point guard in particular. It seems like those guys make great coaches, right? There's an element to it. They're an extension of the coach on the floor. They have to read the game so well and have such a high IQ, where especially if you're not gifted athletically in terms of having the ability to play above the rim, it gives you the opportunity to really have a high IQ and understand the game at a high level. Those guys have success transitioning then to roles as as coaches at the collegiate level, high school level, whatever it may be.
Sador hits both free throws, 40-31. AI still hanging around. Nava looking for space. It's a long three.
Good rebound there. Wooters getting in there.
It's Liam Craven seeing his first action, number 3. Popovich drives to the basket.
Nice pass.
Webby looking for space, double dribble. Or is it a hand check foul?
There was a foul there.
Nava.
That was a nice escape and a good pass there from Popovich. He looked like he might have been trapped almost there along the baseline, stuck underneath the basket, made a nice pass with his left hand.
So Oseas Webby at the line.
And you see the bench, they absolutely love it. They absolutely love it.
Webby, a class of 2020. That's his first points for Athlete Institute. You can hear all the Orangeville prep guys here in the gym getting ready to watch. Everyone loving it. So he's one of the more likable kids here up at Athlete Institute.
Well, he's on the board now, so that's a positive sign. And he's given them some quality minutes here. You know what? He comes off the bench and they need him to give a, to play and give him a spark. And he's been all right so far, serviceable minutes.
Parashan drains a long three. I thought for sure he was going to attack the basket with Webby underneath there. He's got quite a few inches on him. Swatted
nice
away.
Oh, great save along the baseline. Parashan laying it all on the line there.
Selling out still, AI ball. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Lots of time to create a shot. Wooters will inbound. Sador guarded by Craven. Sador, long jumper, rims out, rebound TRC.
Good rebound there by the big fella, Milivojevic.
Nava with the floater, can't get the roll. Muka with the rebound. 43-32, 2:10 to go in the half. TRC up by 9. Wooters, Popovich. Shot clock down to 5. Sador.
Nice.
JJ Sador. For 3.
And the key to that right there, breaking his man down one-on-one. It started with the jab, then one dribble with his left, and in rhythm, buries that long triple as the shot clock was winding down.
Nava. Nasadis, and he responds with a 3 of his own. Victor Nasadis.
That's what he brings to the table. Perimeter shooter.
Popovich,
Good
right
hands.
back to him. And this is the quickest 10. That's twice now. That one I get a little bit of a block, but it's still a pretty quick clock from the officials tonight.
That one a little more tolerable, that's for sure. I agree with that. But nice job by Victor Nausdis to get his hands in there, disrupt the pass, and that ultimately was what forced the 10-second violation.
Nava in the corner for Nasadis again.
Oh.
Back-to-back threes, Victor Nasadis. Sador.
Good defense.
Off Sador's knee, another turnover for AI.
Parashan able to get a hand in there, deflected off of the knee there and forced the turnover.
Just under a minute left to play. Nava. Heat check. Avon Nava. He's on fire.
Why not let it fly? It's been going down. That's their third straight triple. And they've stretched this lead now to 17.
Sador responds with a 3 of his own. JJ up for it tonight.
Trading triples.
Shans, unfortunate. Couldn't get that one to go. Would have been a highlight reel. Popovich, now get the ball across the line. Thank you. Yeah. Wooters for 3.
Why not?
Eric Wooters.
Why not let it fly?
Let's see if Nava's got one. Nasadis again for 3, short. And Craven way out of bounds, gets away with it. And a foul with 1.3 to go. So it's raining 3s here at the Athlete Institute. It's got everyone off their feet. And so that's a big key because here's an opportunity to get points before the half, cut the lead down to 10.
Potentially single digits if he makes both.
And spoke earlier about JJ needing a big night, and he's having it so far.
He's been very effective, very productive here in this opening half. The decision-making has been very sharp from him.
Drains them both, cuts it to 9. Nava going to miss on that attempt. So, at the end of the first half of play, TRC Academy 52, AI 43. Thoughts on the first half?
That was a great close to the first half from AI. I thought they did a wonderful job. It was a 17-point deficit with less than a minute, and all of a sudden, you flip the narrative on its head, and they're heading into the locker room trailing by 9. So a nice job of battling back and showing some resiliency, some fight there to close the half. TRC, they are in control. They were in control for most of that first half, and what you want to see, if they can continue to attack the basket, they were getting in rhythm, getting good looks on the perimeter, swinging the ball, and the same thing for AI. Attack the basket. We've seen them settle a lot, start driving, penetrating, kicking, settle things down on the defensive end. It was a good first half, a competitive first half, and a strong finish for AI Red.
Nicely said. Remember Spalding, the brand new Spalding Precision basketball is the official game ball of the OSBA. Ready to play out the box. The Precision features an Eco Grip composite cover and Eco Fiber backing made from 100% recycled material. Its responsive cushion and deep channel design offers superior control. Use what the stars of the OSBA use and get your Precision today at Amazon.ca. Spalding, true to the game. That was easy to say. All right, we're going to take a quick break, folks. 8:45, and we'll be back. We'll see you in a few minutes. versus AI.
First half indeed. To a lot of damage, and we saw Savory Phillips, and then it was Victor Nasdis, and along with Avon Nava hitting threes from the outside, but give credit to AI, and they stuck with it, and it was JJ Sador and Tommy Ahmed, and they did a lot of damage for that AI team in the opening 20 minutes of this ball game.
You know, to sum up the first half for me, just seeing Savory Phillips, this guy, he can jump out of the gym, two-handed player, you know, can shoot from range, attack the basket. He's strong, he's physical, you know, just wow. You know, blew my mind watching this young man in the first half.
Oh, he definitely stood out, 100%. There's no doubt about that, and I think anybody watching at home, you got to put an asterisk beside this guy because he's a special talent, and one of the, you know, this is what prep basketball is all about at the end of the day. You're looking at guys who, you know, the cream of the crop are those that have the ability to combine their athleticism with a special, unique skill set and understanding of the game. And when all of that comes together, that's what you get, these top-tier premier prospects. You look at it on the AI side, there's a lot of skill and a lot of talent in this gym right now, and it's very intriguing to me. You watch these guys and you see so much potential, especially look at a guy like David Mocha, the size that he possesses, that he brings. If he fills out more, you got the long arms, the length, the athleticism is there. So there's plenty to be excited about, especially with the expansion of the AI program, adding that third team this year.
On the floor for TRC, number 4, Savory Phillips with the ball, 7, Parashan, 8, Victor Nasadis, 14, Avon Nava with the 3 on cue.
Picking up right where he left off.
And number 13, Lorenzo Downey. On the floor for AI, Eric Wooters with the ball, 3, Tommy Ahmed, 5, Marko Popovic, 22, JJ Sador, and number 15, David Muka, who's fouled hard as he goes to the basket.
It's a good pass, good delivery from Ahmed to Muka. He's got to go up stronger there. There's no excuse. And he's too long, too big, and he got blocked there and got the benefit of a foul call underneath.
He's really aggressive on the defensive end. I'd like to see him, you know, get a little bit more like that on the offensive end of the basket. Mentioned Muka from West Island High School in Hong Kong. Hits the free throw.
It's one of the things about prep basketball, especially here in Canada, where you talk about the last 5-6 years and the growth of this sport. And in addition to that, you hear stories like that where guys are coming over from these foreign countries. And of course, you look at we'll see later on with Orangeville, you have a guy like Joe Jones and these guys coming over from the United States to play prep basketball here in Canada. It's a testament to the growth of the sport here in our homeland.
Phillips with another floater, 57-45, 9:10 to go in the third. Careless pass, and Ahmed tried to save it, goes into the stands. Phillips now races down the floor.
Oh, man.
Just so smooth, glides mid-air. Savory Phillips.
Oh, that's a tough finish. I think some people might not understand just how difficult that is, and he goes from left to right and then scoops it up and finishing right at the rim. A beautiful, beautiful finish in transition. Savory Phillips.
Damn, this kid can ball.
Oh,
just smooth as silk. It's beautiful to watch.
Oh, yeah.
Sador guarded by Nava, who's having himself a night. JJ drives off the glass, tough shot. Muka couldn't get the putback. Nava with the rebound. Pushes it up to Nasadis. And Victor Nasadis with the finish.
Yeah, good finish. Strong take. Nasadis draws the contact. Might have even had an opportunity for an and one there, and he gets the little runner to go.
Sador. And just as I was thinking to myself, AI needs to control it, slow down, get the right shot. Downey with the floater.
Oh!
Savory Phillips on the alley-oop. Come on now.
You tell him, young man. You're a bad, bad man. My goodness.
This kid's ridiculous.
Oh, my. Up top, over the defense, and punishing some tin. Savory Phillips. Wow, I'm in. Sign me up.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's a shame the coaches from Seton Hall were here last week. I think they probably would have raced on the floor during the timeout. Excuse me, son, can I talk to you?
Underrated component of that play was the pass from Lorenzo Downey. That was a good delivery. Put it right on the spot where it needed to be.
Downey could have been greedy instead, and part of the highlight reel. Speaking of the coaches, mentioned last week, Seton Hall up here, the week before, the great Patrick Ewing from Georgetown up here. Both offered to Tyree Samuel, Orangeville Prep, Matthew Alexander, Moncrief, who we'll see coming up later on. But just the amount of coaches rolling through this gym. I've been up here. This is my third season now up here at Athlete Institute. And every week just in the different jackets and golf shirts, mind-blowing to see.
Testament to the infrastructure that has been built here, and I think a lot of it has to do with it starts here at Athlete Institute and what they've built here with this program, and the likes that we look up and you see the banners of Jamal Murray and Thon Maker and the jerseys hanging in the rafters. So there's a lot to be appreciative of when it comes to the growth of the sport right here at Athlete Institute, and that's led into the growth of this league, elevating the platform, the stature of the sport in this country, and you get now all these big names, and we've seen Kentucky, we've seen the Dukes. They come up here, they recruit.
Here's another highlight. Jesus, good Lord, Savory Phillips.
That rim's not going to stop shaking for a while. My goodness.
Get your cell phones out, folks. There's going to be another highlight in about 30 seconds.
Phenomenal. And they've really amped up the intensity defensively. They've ratcheted it up to a different level here to start the third quarter.
So Phillips absolutely just taking over the game right now. Phillips with the ball. Shan for three. Parashan drains that. TRC opening up a 20-point lead, 65-45, 7:39 to go in the third quarter. AI needs to stop the bleeding.
Now they got to get some easy baskets, start moving the ball. You can't, there's a turnover. Here we go, look out.
Get your phones out, folks. Oh, finally. He misses. Phillips looking for the foul on that attempt.
He felt good about himself after that last one. He wanted some more showtime.
And Wooters is fouled after the shot. Be curious if he's going to shoot three now. Is it a shooting foul?
The big adjustment from TRC in that first half, they would look like kind of maybe it was more of a pedestrian start for them. Sat back, played man-to-man in the half court, and didn't really go and trap and pressure the ball and force these AI players to make decisions. And what you're seeing now from the guards on this AI team, with the trap coming, they are being forced to act quickly, and the indecision, that one split second of indecision has resulted in some easy turnovers and some fortuitous opportunities on the offensive end.
TRC, the Rise Academy filing into the gym. Sador for three short, and off Muka's hand out of bounds. It's going to be TRC ball. 65-45. Nava looking for space, drives, kicks it out to Nasadis for three. Off the back of the rim, Sador with the rebounds.
Not a bad defensive possession there from AI. They were able to rotate over and contest that shot.
Wooters spots up for three. Eric Wooters misses, rebound Downey. Phillips inside the Shant. And no foul called. Refs letting him play.
I'd say so. That looked like a foul there for sure. No doubt about that one.
20-point game. Hey, keep it interesting for TV. Ahmed drives, spins. Would have been nice if it went. Parashan with the rebound. Great vision from Nava. And Downey is fouled by Wooters. He'll go to the line and shoot two.
Now, he was thinking about another connection there with Savory Phillips. He was looking up, then he was getting ready to toss up another lob, put it in the air.
So Lorenzo Downey, 6'7", 2020, second year with TRC, the Community Award winner. I know I spoke to Coach Hatton last year, and he explained how each of the young men is required to go out and put a certain amount of hours volunteering in the community outside of their schoolwork in basketball.
It's about the development of these young men and helping them become not just great basketball players, the best human beings that they can possibly be, and being charitable. TRC does a great job of that within the community, the city of Brantford.
Long three by Popovich misses. Ahmed goes airborne.
It's a great offensive rebound. I love the hustle there from Tommy Ahmed. Could have easily given up on that play. There was no need for him to even follow.
Well, speaking of TRC, I had the pleasure of going down there last year to do an OSBA Game of the Week for the first time. gorgeous facility, blown away with what's going on down there. Great to see, and it's no surprise they're churning out this kind of talent when you have those kind of facilities.
We've had success on the women's side as well, and they're building a very good program there on the girls' side within the OSBA.
The women's game was 10 times more raucous. The crowd, the noise, it was crazy. I was out trying to do some interviews. I was talking with Dong McCoy and Dion Edgum, and we had to go outside because the noise was so intense from the women's game. It was crazy. Have great atmosphere. Back, off the back of the rim. Was looking for dunk after dunk after dunk.
Mixtape. It's all about the mixtapes nowadays with these kids, right? And he's got a few tonight that are going to be mixtape worthy, that's for sure.
Muka responds for AI. Downey puts it on the floor, kicks out to Nava. Thought about it. Mercedes drives. Nice drive to the basket. Shand, he's got Ahmed climbing all over his back. Easy foul. Shand will go to the line and shoot two. Ahmed looks to be all right. Oh, I won't say where he looks a little banged up. Well, give him a moment, because that's one of those ones, it kicks in a few seconds later, you know.
He'll be able to shake that off, and that's positive news for Athlete Institute. He'll stick with it, stay in the game.
Nava in the corner, off the back of the rim. Ahmed with the rebounds. That pass trying to lead Wooters. Muka.
The lead pass.
Floater, and is going to get himself to the line and shoot two. I think the refs trying to help out as much as they can right now.
You're looking to take time. And the way they've got the first couple.
Downey with the lay-in.
Turnovers absolutely killing AI here in the second half. Really struggling. Here's another one.
Nava to Phillips. Savory Phillips again. It's his fifth dunk in about 2 minutes.
Good decision. Tommy Ahmed said, I ain't going up to contest that one. You can have it. I'm sorry. I do not want to be put on a poster here on this Wednesday night.
Muka.
Beautiful. Good patience.
Nice finish from David Muka. 74-51. Mercedes in the corner. Phillips. He's got Downey a wide open three. He's got to hit one of these. And Lorenzo Downey with the putback. All TRC in the third quarter. 76-51.
They're sending all three defenders there. They've really, again, turned up the heat defensively, and that's allowed them to, they've scored 25 in the quarter, I believe, and that's, they've been all over the floor and making plays and forcing turnovers and showing their athleticism.
This little jumper from Muka on the baseline. He's played well tonight. He's just a little bit more physical. Mercedes can't get it to go. Rebound Muka.
He's got a lot of potential. You see flashes of it at times, and this is a young man I can certainly see there's a lot of potential for growth. He's going to improve.
Ahmed, Wooters, another turnover. Mercedes one-on-one on Ahmed. Phillips in the wings, but a nice little baseline turnaround from Victor.
Good finish on the reverse.
Sador skips through, and are they going to count it? No, it's a shooting foul. Okay, JJ to the line. So fans, be sure to follow Ontario SBA on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook for news and highlights, and subscribe to OSBA TV on YouTube for live games, highlights, and interviews. You can check me out on Twitter, drop me a line. So usually the day following when we do some interviews, I'll grab a player and a coach and then post some of the highlights, and I guarantee you I will have a few highlights from Savory Phillips on my Twitter tomorrow, at Mr. McKee. And yours?
At Daniele_media, DANIELE_media on Twitter and Facebook. Feel free to hit me up. Let's interact. Let's chat. All things basketball and the OSBA.
Shan from the corner, can't get it to go. Webby out there now, seeing a little more action. Take the shot. Come on, young man.
Don't hesitate.
They put you in there for a reason.
If you got nothing to lose.
Sador kicks out to Wooters. Again, got to take the shot. Sador finally does with the shot clock winding down. Rebound TRC. Careless pass. Ahmed races down the floor. Sador spots up for three. Why not? And that's going to be AI ball. Webby underneath the basket fighting for it.
And Webby's got to shoot it if he's got an open look. And just the look that he had a few moments ago, that was better than what J.J. Sador ended up having to hoist up as the shot clock was winding down.
Nice three in the corner for Tommy Ahmed. Tommy, no let up in him.
He's having himself a night. And he can score in bunches. We've seen it tonight.
Phillips again.
Oh, my goodness. That pass.
Tyree Clark let us down without the poor finish. Got to put that away.
But the vision, it's unparalleled. That is phenomenal stuff right there. Very advanced skill set for his age. That, of course, Savory Phillips.
So we talked about, the TRC and the RISE program as well as Orangeville and AI. So I was looking today, over the past 3 years between, they're obviously brother programs, the two of them all kind of training with each other under the same roof. But between basically the two programs, over the past 3 seasons, there's currently 27 players in the NCAA Division I alone, and 12 from this game last year currently playing. You're looking Lugensdorf, Sam Routens, Ignas Brzdikas, Junior Farquhar, Keyshawn Saunders, Brandon John, Brandon Kenyon, Liam Courtney, Dion Edgem, Matt Grace, Levniak, and Antoine Vernon. Unbelievable.
You're talking about some big names. Those are some big names in there as well. Guys who are playing high major Division I basketball this year as freshmen. And you have Brzdikas at Michigan, Dort at Arizona State, and the list goes on. And two factories for basketball when it comes to the prep scene.
Nice block from Muka on Parashan's attempt. Webby comes up with the loose ball. So the AI bench still in it. Ahmed, it's not going to count. It was after the basket. Referee Vince Bull called that off quick. That's why I was a little less emphatic with the call. I could see it was after the buzzer. So at the end of 3, TRC leads 78-59. Opened it up there in the third quarter.
They did, and it was all about what they did on the defensive end, the pressure that they applied, and they were able to generate turnovers, get out and run, and we saw Savory Phillips have 4 or 5 dunks in that quarter. He was able to showcase his athleticism. And then, but credit to AI, especially the way they finished the quarter. No quitting them whatsoever, and a nice play on the defensive end by Muoka, and that leads to what looked like if, Tommy Ahmed almost had a very dramatic and thrilling three-pointer to end the quarter. But again, TRC applying pressure defensively, trapping, forcing the turnovers. That allowed them to really stretch and expand this lead.
So the Ontario Scholastic Basketball Association would like to thank our amazing team of sponsors and partners for always having our back. Ontario Basketball, Pretty River Sports and Entertainment, Crossover, Entropy Custom Clothing, Canada Basketball, Aran Awards and Engraving, and the University of Guelph.
We have a good matchup coming up after this one, too, with Rise and Orangeville, a pair of teams that are 1-0. And it was Rise, the brother program of this TRC team, that had a last-second bucket from Cole Scott, the young man, the 10th grade Cole Scott, able to lift them to a win over Central Tech last week. And so that put them at 1-0 on the season. And, of course, Orangeville coming off a huge win over Vaughan here at Athlete Institute.
Called that game here last week. Orangeville looks really strong, but I will say King's Christian is going to be a force to reckon with this year in the OSBA. one of the top 3 teams you're going to see this year.
That's a talented group when you talk about Kings, and they're led by Luka Sakota. That team really runs through him and Coleman Stuke, and those two guys really. The last couple years we've seen the potential, and now they have the ancillary pieces to make a run for sure.
Knocked out of bounds by Nava. It's going to be AI ball underneath the basket with 7 seconds left on the shot clock. So I had the chance to speak with Sakota and Coleman after the game. 2 really nice young men, both with guys that Ivy League schools looking at them. I think Sakota was down this week taking a visit as Sador for 3, in and out. Sakota down at Santa Clara for a visit.
I really like his game. I've been mesmerized by his game for a while, and obviously had the opportunity to play even at the nationals with the national team at the international stage and get his feet wet there. But his shooting ability, his playmaking prowess, the passing skills, the vision, all of that really makes him an intriguing prospect. And he's been doing it now in this league for 2 years where we've seen him really produce at a high level. So that team is definitely dangerous.
Tommy Ahmed with the putback off Sador's miss. Parashan earlier with the 3 for TRC. Still a 20-point game. Nasadis rims out. Rebound
Phillips. Head was almost at the rim there on that putback attempt. He was gliding into the lane.
Tipped out of bound by Nasadis. It'll be AI ball.
Just a little more patience. You got to exercise a little more patience. If you're Athlete Institute, limit the turnovers. Something that they can certainly work towards improving upon heading into their next game and beyond.
Ahmed for 3, air ball. See, that's the part of Tommy's game. You know, he's got the athleticism, he's got the work ethic, he's got to work on his shooting. I wonder, you know, where he is on the scope of, I mean, he's got the athleticism to play, you know, mid-major NCAA ball, but he's got to be a little bit more of an efficient shooter. I think he might be a guy that could be really well served for a year in JUCO before he makes that transition to D1.
There are certain guys that just need to play in order to have the opportunity to grow, and if they are groomed and nurtured a certain way, then that'll improve their skill set and help their development. He's getting an opportunity, as we talked about earlier, to be one of the guys for this team. I think that in the long run really does help his prospects of playing collegiately, whether it is at the JUCO level or at the U Sports level or the NCAA. But I mean, you see the flashes of athleticism and his ability to finish at the rim. If he is able to polish up his jump shot, he becomes a very, very intriguing prospect long term.
Here's Phillips again.
Oh,
and he goes down hard, but he looks okay, springs back up. 85-61. It's been a highlight reel for Savory Phillips in the second half. Ahmed, and he draws a foul. Tommy's still got the fight on him. It's still, he's a 2020, still got another year here. But definitely, you know, next year the shooting has got to be it. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Yeah, he's relentless attacking the basket. That's the one element and aspect of his game that you really have to admire, and you saw it there. He's, you know, able to control himself as he knifes into the lane, and smooth stroke on that free throw.
Rims out on the second attempt. Nava still out there. You know, surprised to see, you know, TRC still going with that main starting group, you know, not going deep in their bench.
Phillips still out there as well.
Wood, AI's got numbers. Sador swatted away by Parashant.
It's a nice block. Could have looked to pass there, JJ Sador. Looked like they might have had numbers in transition and opted to attack. Taking himself. Parashant coming up with the rejection.
Shand, the player to watch out for in the OSBA. Really grown over the past year or so. Long 3, gonna miss. Nasadis with the rebound, pushes it ahead to Shand. And he was thinking about, well, am I going to do a tomahawk? Am I going to do a reverse? Before he got his hands on the ball.
That's really where his game has evolved, though. Before, even, you know, with Bill Crothers, and he had a prominent role on that team. But getting up and down the floor and playing in the open court like that, he's really improved. And it's a testament to the work he's put in. His conditioning level, his fitness level has improved. And athletically he's there because he has, as we've seen tonight, the ability to really muscle his way inside and create opportunities to score in and around the basket.
Substitution, Tyreek Clark coming back into the game. Downey will have a breather. J.J. Sador at the line. We still have yet to see Riley Melvin, the young man, buried over on the bench still at AI. Has yet to see his first action in OSBA play. Local kid, right here in Orangeville. JJ making the most of his opportunity. Phillips. Shand for three. It was a bit of an ugly three, a brick. Ahmed has got Sador spotted up, puts it on the floor. And I don't like it, he's got Clark underneath the basket. Shand's been really strong underneath the net. JJ's success has been shooting. When you get it, just, he's got to be quick. Last year, Sam Routen's my guy up here. Quickest release I've seen of any player in the OSBA over the past couple of years. JJ's got to take a little bit more out of Sam's book and just be an assassin. The second you get it, put it up.
Decision making. Just make smart decisions.
I don't know if Wooters called off the glass, but it still counts for three. Eric Wooters.
The bank is open, using the backboard and draining the triple. Eric Wooters.
So Nava calmly dances through a few AI defenders. Nice little floater from Avon. He's a crafty veteran. Love his game.
Steady as they come. Really, that's one way to describe his game. Very, very steady, consistent.
I don't like this matchup of JJ trying to put it on the floor against Savory Phillips. You're not going to win that matchup. This guy, not only, obviously, you've seen his athleticism, you can see he's a relentless defender just because he's so quick on his feet. You're not going to get by him.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of that tonight, though, not just from him, but others on this AI team trying to break down their defender, play a lot of one-on-one isolation basketball, and that's not a recipe for success. You'd rather see them move the ball around. Even there, you know what? You have an air ball on the three from the corner, but good positioning for the offensive rebound from Muoka, and he picks it up and cleans up the glass.
So I'm with Phillips on that one. That was a really nice pass to Shand. He just wasn't aware of it, and it sailed right over his head. Timeout on the floor, Athlete Institute. The brand new Spalding Precision basketball is the official ball of the OSBA, ready to play out the box. The Precision features an eco-grip composite cover and eco-fiber backing made from 100% recycled material. Its responsive cushion and deep channel designs offer superior control. Use what the stars of the OSBA use and get your Precision today at Amazon.ca. Spalding, true to the game. I memorized that before we got here. Can you believe that?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah. So, hey, it's been a fun first game. I can't wait to see what's going to happen next. I think, a little bit more of a tightly contested game later on between Orangeville and the Rise. But still, you know what? I think AI's held their own. Obviously, the short bench, they're a little undermanned. I think, obviously the score doesn't really tell. It's been an admirable effort from AI tonight.
No, certainly an encouraging performance for AI. You're coming off a couple of games where, again, not the most competitive outcomes in their first couple of games here in the OSBA, but tonight they've shown a lot of fight, and you see guys like Tommy Ahmed and JJ Sador really emerging and earning themselves a prominent role on this team, and I think you could take away again some positives from a game like this. And certainly you understand, okay, we need to do a better job of taking care of the basketball, valuing possessions, playing, and that's a great look.
David Muka with a nice finish.
That's perfect basketball right there. Wonderful drive and kick. Good finish from Mocha. That's the basketball you want to see. That's textbook right there.
TRC looking to respond. AI crowd and bench back in it after that nice dunk. Leads at 17. TRC could have completely run away with it, but say AI still hanging around. Sador. Ahmed from the corner spots up. Short on that attempt. Rebound, Nasadis.
That was a good pass as well. He kind of skipped it over there on a bounce to Tommy Ahmed in the corner. That was a good pass from Sador.
Nasadis. Victor Nasadis with the three.
He's a sniper. Victor Nasadis.
Nice response from Victor.
It's a good-looking stroke. Nice move in the open floor.
Sador spots up, take the shot. He had the first attempt, then waited till Phillips closed on him and took it. Shand, one extra pass to Phillips, who stepped out of bounds. A little too cute and careless with it.
And we've seen at times the explosive offensive repertoire of this TRC team. A year ago, averaging nearly 98 points a game, filling it up. It was good for third in the OSBA. And they look like they have that firepower again this season with some of the guys we see on the floor, especially Savory Phillips.
Marko Popovic from the corner with the three. 90-73.
They've hanging around, and they've had their moments where it's been a couple of lengthy runs that have really done them in and prevented them from sticking in this ball game.
Paris Shand response from way downtown. 93-73. Anything you can do, I can do better.
Oh, good defense there.
Nava, a little careless, thinks he's playing
Paris
volleyball.
Shand, how about?
Why not? Savory Phillips bounce pass to himself with the dunk.
Yeah, he'll get the assist on that one to himself.
You can see him running through his mind. Okay, which one do I pull out of the repertoire on this occasion?
He was hoping he would have the opportunity to take that one out of his bag and put it on display. Paris Shand making that happen. Wonderful job, Paris Shand. The initial deflection went right back into the hands of Tommy Ahmed, and then it was Shand who was able to steal it and swipe it away, outlet it ahead to Savory Phillips.
So I make notes throughout the game of highlights to look at, and my entire page basically just says Savory. Normally it's a little mixed up. I don't even need to write the player's name anymore. Just write the time of the dunk. Shand for three.
He's been impressive. There's no doubt about that. He's been absolutely incredible and very explosive.
He could have been a little greedier on that attempt, opted to try and dish it to Shand. Shand, again, not ready for the pass. When you're around a player like Phillips, be aware all the time. He can get you the ball, even if you don't think he can.
He had an open lane there. Could have taken the layup. Instead, trying to get his teammates involved and spread the wealth a little bit. Perhaps should have went up, and now here comes a trap again. You can't afford to do that. Wooter's getting caught there. Just tunnel vision, almost trapped into the corner.
Shand called with the foul, but, I'm with him on this one. Looks like he got all ball. It's just his strength. He's obviously a lot bigger and stronger than Wooters, so when just his follow-through knocked Wooters to the ground, little bit of a hometown call there for Eric Wooters. He's holding his hands. So obviously Paris did get a little of him. 95-74, 2:43 to go in the ball game. Wooters are 2020 in his first season with the Athlete Institute. What a difference a week makes. Last week I was up here. This gym was a sauna. It was 37 degrees outside. Today I think it's +2 and there's snow in different parts of the area north of the city. Nasadis from the corner, short. Sador with the rebound, pushes it up. He had Ahmed wide open and didn't want to give it to him. Ahmed knew it, smacking his hands. And get me the ball, man. Nava trying to finish this off. That's one thing I've noticed because of how dominant a program like AI's been, as Nasadis short on that attempt over the past few years. These teams, when they come up in here, when they're beating them, they don't want to let up because they've been on the other end of that for the past 3-4 years. Saw it last week with Kings Christian. They, Sakota, Stuka out there highlight reel dunks with 10 seconds to go in a 50-point win.
Oh, they're not going to hold back. They are not going to hold back whatsoever. They're going to go for the jugular every time, every opportunity they can. They're going to take it. And to your point, I mean, that's the history of what this AI program has been about and the successes that they've had at this level. That comes with the territory, and I'm sure they understand that. And while they're in a bit of a transitional period right now, and some of these programs want to capitalize on that and take advantage.
So Terrell Hatton, head coach of TRC, the best-dressed man in the OSBA, hands down, wanting to send a message to Athlete Institute that maybe, hey, TRC is the premier academy in Ontario. Nava for 3. Drains it, Avon Nava.
It's been a clinical performance from TRC. We're going to see a whole platoon swap here from the Wolfpack, it looks like. And
finally going to
let up. And we have Riley Melvin. He's going to check in as well at the next whistle for Athlete Institute. We'll see his first minutes of the season. And there he is.
So Riley Melvin checking in for Oseas Webby. Number 10 is going to see his first action of the season. So when he gets it, I'll put it up. I don't want to see you passing the ball around.
Yeah, absolutely.
You get the ball, you shoot it, young man.
Yes, sir. You put it up there. Let's see. Let's try to get some points on the board.
It's a 20-point deficit. I don't want to know how good of a teammate you are right now. I want to know how good you can shoot. Ahmed drains a pair of free throws. And who we seeing here for TRC? Ethan Mancini seeing his first action. Quincy Bowen, number 35. Liam Craven saw some action earlier. Number 20 is Daniel Clark. And who am I missing? Number 12 is Max Arnott, the freshman at TRC. So not a lot of depth. It's a really young bench for TRC. Obviously still missing Frank Alini, one of their top players.
Diavero.
And Darius Devero, yeah.
Khalid Long, talk about a guy who can really fill it up and shoot the basketball. Remember watching him last year, and he absolutely torched teams from the perimeter. Made it look easy at times, especially once he got going. He would hit multiple threes in a game with regularity.
The shot clock expired. Turnover. 58.6 to go. TRC leads by 19. Same goes for the TRC youngsters. And there's Craven from way downtown. Hey, I don't mind that.
Anxious, want to get yourself going and try and make a shot. And why not let it fly?
Ahmed slashes to the
Nice
basket.
finish.
Nice finish from Tommy.
Skips him into the lane and good finish.
Mancini just threw that away. Very reckless from the youngster. Not sure what the call was. Did you catch that?
It was a foul. Daniel Clark, I believe, picking up the foul. Caught reaching in there.
Wooters will go to the line and shoot a pair of free throws. So do we know if we're doing post-game interviews and... .30 seconds to go in the ball game. Clark couldn't get that to go. It's a big body on Daniel Clark. Get out of the way of him.
You wouldn't want to stand in his way and take a charge from him. That one's going to hurt.
Sador out there. Trying to pad the stats. Why not? He was hammered. You're not going to get that foul at this hour. Clark racing the floor. The big man. Wisely pulls it up. And TRC emphatically 98-81 over Athlete Institute Red.
Good performance from the Wolfpack. Pick up a win here, improve to 2-0 on the season. Savory Phillips, absolutely outstanding. Ava Nava, he was excellent as well. Lorenzo Downey, good performance all around from this TRC team.
Savory Phillips, player of the game easily. So, folks, don't forget to come back. Join us in about half an hour for the Orangeville Prep, the Rise Battle, OSBA Game of the Week. I'm Chris McKee with Daniel Franceschi. We'll see you in a few minutes.